morning, everybody. What's going on? Your host, LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, where last episode we were able to finish up the European Championships, and we got such a cool car out of it. Oh, God. We got this Vertigo race car, and I decided to kind of fiddle around with it a little bit off-screen, and fuck, it is so much fun to drive. I love this thing. And so what I decided to do was I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a test to see exactly what championship what championship thing I could enter into and have it be practical enough for it to win. Because with like the GT World Championship and things like GT All-Stars and like the Dream Car Championship, those are all things that I could realistically put it into. But I wanted to make sure that I gave it, you know, the best chance to win, because I think all the other cars that are going to be competing in here are probably going to be faster, at the very least. But I did do a couple of races in here between yesterday and this morning, and it actually looks like we should have a pretty decent chance to at least win all of these races. The only one that I'm really worried about would be like Deep Forest, probably like Special Stage 11, and maybe R246. Those are the only ones I'm worried about. But all the other ones, I think we should be able to win. This car, it's very interesting. For the lower amount of horsepower that it has, its acceleration is pretty solid, and its cornering is pretty damn good. And I feel really comfortable driving this thing. It's weird. I did not really expect that. I really should have done a qualifying lap just now. I really should have done that. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me, because this race has always been kind of a problem for me. So I think I probably could have stood to benefit from maybe increasing a spot or two, but we'll see. But dude, yeah, these races, like over the next couple episodes, we're gonna have some real tight-knit races under our belt here. I did a couple of tests, and I just did one on Apricot Hill before I started this up this video, and it was going down to the wire. And I did one on Seattle circuit yesterday with this thing, and I'm telling you, every one of these races, if it goes the way that I'm anticipating, I don't think I'm gonna blow anybody out of this, and I may realistically lose a couple of these. I don't know. Like when I did the Seattle circuit one, it literally came down to the final stretch of the last lap before I actually won that thing. So I literally had to stave off the let's see, the one that I was racing against at that point would have been, I think it was the Castrol Supra, and oh boy, it was so back and forth the whole time. Like I had a little bit of a gaffe in one of my corners, and so I ended up having to battle back from 6th place. But I finally caught up to him in the back end of lap 4, and then just trying to play like this little cat and mouse game after I overtook him on that first hairpin turn on lap 5. We were just going back and forth the whole time, and it was so much fun. I just had like this crazy adrenaline rush the whole time with it. And so that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with here too. I can just feel it, and it looks like our main nemesis here is going to be that Team Oreca Viper, and whatever this other guy is. Oh god, that's going to be the C5R Corvette. Jeez. Well, both of those cars are certainly going to be overpowered in terms of horsepower. I know that, but I may, where I lack the brute strength, I may have in like cornering ability. And I mean, a lot of it's just going to take some of my own you know, Yankee ingenuity here, i.e. playing bumper cars at the right moment in my life, and just making sure I don't do anything stupid, because we've run into that probably a few too many times for our own good. So, oh boy. It actually looks like I'm holding my own in terms of top-end speed with these guys. I didn't really expect that. Especially on courses, like when I was going up against that Castrol Supra, when it came to straightaways, like he definitely spaced himself from me pretty easily. That was that was the area where I would always lose some ground, but everywhere else is really where I shine. Because the cornering for this Vertigo is actually very, very good. I really did not expect that, because you get a lot of these rear-wheel drive race cars, and they're so fucking sensitive that in the wrong, you know, if you just like overcorrect at all, and you take any corner just a little bit too hard, oh, you're gonna pay for that thing with your life and the entirety of your checkbook. But we have now taken the lead, and this is good news. Oh. If I could get just a little bit of space here, I would be so wonderfully comfortable right now. I'm actually amazed that we're even getting this amount of space, especially on a course that I have generally struggled with pretty hard. The R246 has not really been kind to me. Even when I did that Japanese championship, when I was blazing through there with my S2000 LM. I mean, we were barely winning those races in a car that was vastly overpowered. So for me to be actually winning this race, I wouldn't say comfortably because he's right there behind me, but to be in the position that we're in right now with a probably technically underpowered vehicle, it definitely gives me a little bit of extra confidence, and I feel pretty cool about that. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to be a bully, and I don't like it. Okay, here we go. We're just going to have to get through this. The only thing I worry about are these last couple of laps, because I can see our tires are wearing down just a little bit. As long as I don't get orange, though, it's not going to become a problem. That's the only thing I can really think of there. That's ooh, he's pitting in. Why would he do that? Are his tires really in that bad a shape? Oh my god, if the Viper hits the pits, we have this thing won so easily, it's crazy. I didn't actually consider that. I figured this was going to be, this was going to go down the way that most of these have gone down so far in terms of, rival cars actually using pit stops in the idea that they're not really doing that. I was under the impression, because most of these tracks aren't really long enough for them to really need to do that. But if they're actually going to realistically, utilize that in their game plan, I might be able to, just tough these things out and really get some high quality, and high distance wins. I'm actually very surprised that I'm building up this kind of lead right now. But I guess I kind of have to give myself a little bit of credit, too. This has been a pretty clean race, knock on wood. I haven't done anything wildly dumb yet. I haven't even done anything mildly dumb yet. I haven't done anything, fire sauce stupid yet either, Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I can feel the handling changing a little bit, but still nothing drastic. We should be in good hands for this last lap. We just have to... We gotta, dip it low and pick it up slow, and then pop, pop, pop that thing, and I'm gonna show you how to make your man say, oh. Says, who the fuck did that song? I think that might have been Christina Milian. Oh, he's gonna do it! Oh, no. Oh, we have done it, ladies and gentlemen. Why would he do that? Of all the laps to do that, of all the laps to be like, well, shit, I need to get some new tires in here, and literally just concede the entire race to whoever else is behind me. He threw in the towel, man. He couldn't handle it. He could not handle it. He basically like Kevin Duranted that thing, but without, ensuring that he was going to win a trophy at the end. He basically threw himself under the bus. But that was it. He just threw himself under the bus, and that was all. Well, that's fucking awesome, man. Cool. Well, this is one of the tracks that I thought we had a realistic chance of losing, so that puts my mind at ease. And we'll probably have enough time to do one more of these as well. 5-second lead. Wow, that's crazy. Because I'm pretty sure if we were to do like a rundown of like all the metrics for all these cars, because I mean this Vertigo only has what, like 420 horsepower, I think it was. Like, it was certainly lower than all these other cars. I know that C5R Corvette's got to be somewhere in at least like the upper 500s, if not low 600s. Because the one that we made up, just that regular ass Corvette, I think had like 630 or something like that, and that Oreca Viper, I think, is somewhere in the 500s. That Castrol Supra, I think, is in the upper 500s. I think like that Mugen NSX probably has to be somewhere around there. So it's kind of astonishing that that we're able to, you know, get a win like that. By the way, that Raybrig NSX is so fucking cool looking. That color scheme, I adore it. I think it's really, really awesome looking. All right, well, man, dude, I feel bad for that Viper, man. I kind of wanted him to be my main squeeze up there, but hey, you know, he must be a rookie. He really must be, because that was a really stupid ass move. But that's okay. What are you gonna do? All right, well, we got one out of the way. So, luckily, I mean, there's a lot of races in here, so we're gonna have plenty of chances to either, you know, increase the lead and get this thing into certain win territory, or, you know, bad things can still happen. And if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be right here. God, I should have done the qualifying lap again. Why am I not doing that? Oh, and this was another one that I was kind of worried about, mainly because of that one fucking crazy hairpin turn. But we'll see what happens. It's at least a shorter race, so we should be able to get it all complete here. Oh god, okay. Calm down, guys. Calm down. No, okay, see, that's what I'm saying. You can definitely still get yourself into trouble with this thing if you're not super careful and keeping your thumb on that brake. Oh boy. You know what's funny about this song playing right now? It's that one that's got Snoop Dogg in it. It's such a weird like song of the times, I guess, because this particular song has like no. It has, oh god, get out of the dirt. It has like, I don't know. It's never gonna age well. Like, it's not one of those songs that you could just. Oh fuck! No. Oh god, that was not good. That was a very, very poor turn. It's one of those songs that just, I don't know, it's very weird. I think because of the idea that he mentions Gran Turismo 3 in it, you're just like, oh boy, that's gonna definitely not age well. Like, you'll listen to that in 20 years and be like, Gran Turismo 3? Jesus, man. This song is old. And like, you know it. I mean, there are other like rap songs that you can listen to that you know, have, you know, a little bit more mystique on like what time period they came out in. Like, there's another one. There's the song called "Let's Get Dirty" by Redman, and that's another one where he definitely mentions like a gaming console in it, and so it's like totally got the watermark of you know, when it came out. And he's like, I'm trying to remember the exact lyric, but it said something similar to the new PlayStation 2, and it's like, oh boy, well, I know exactly when this song came out. Okay, we're making our way back into this thing. I just think it's funny when people do that type of thing in songs, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, he didn't have anybody telling him that he needed to say that. Like, it wasn't for any sort of, you know, endorsement to be like, hey, this is Sony calling. We want you to say PlayStation 2 in one of your rap songs. It's like, all right, well, okay, I'll get right on that. Okay, here we go. We're making up some ground now. Nice to see the Viper and the Corvette back where they belong up here. Okay. Oh man, that is a rough turn. that is not an easy one to make. And unfortunately, unless I bumper car my way through that thing, that's going to be an area where I'm going to lose time pretty much every single time. There we go. That went over much better. I'm always so concerned going through that particular corner just because I've had so many times going through it with like racing caliber vehicles where you just fucking spin out. And that's literally the last thing that I can afford to have happen here. Oh god, okay. Oh boy. I might have been a little too aggressive going to that. Especially because I didn't make any contact with the Corvette, and so I literally just like split the difference. Almost got myself into a heaping pile of trouble. Okay, and I go, oh, here we go, going straight through it. Hey, all right. Hey, man, it's Tim Duffy from work, man. Oh God, no, jeez. Okay, calm down there, buddy. At least we know that we have made up for things. We actually didn't lose too much out of that either. This is good. The thing I worry about here is I know these guys aren't going to hit the pits, and so I've got to have 2 very, very clean laps here in order to stave off the fire. Okay, come on. There we go. Well executed. I'm telling you, man, and I know this is going to be the moment that I jinx myself, because anytime I start giving credit to the damn car is when it happens, but I've got to say, for a race car, this may be one of the best ones that I've ever driven in these games as far as it being able to handle. Like, it reminds me a lot, personally, it reminds me a lot of that Dyson Sylvia that I had from GT2. It handled so well, and I know I was saying that same thing about that S2000 race car, but I mean, I'm talking about one that has the amount of horsepower that this thing has. Because you know, that Spoon S2000 only had about 200 and something horsepower, so naturally, it's a little bit easier for that thing, you know, to have better handling because it's not a super high-powered vehicle. For this one, being more of like of what you would consider like a standard, like racing caliber vehicle, like, you know, like your Team Oreca Vipers and all that stuff, he's going in again on a much shorter race nonetheless. That's so weird. So I mean, he's probably never gonna get a second place finish in any of these races at this rate. However, the Viper is virtually guaranteed a second place finish, so that makes me happy. Unless he does something crazy, which I don't foresee happening. But this car, it handles so well. Like, I can't really... I mean, I know you guys can see, you know, you guys have seen over the course of this episode that it's been pretty good. Like, this has probably been one of my better displays of driving throughout this entire series. But God, it's just like, it feels like just, I don't know, like, it feels like I'm actually in the car driving, and it feels... I don't know, it feels so comfortable, you know? Like, I don't feel like I'm driving... I'm trying to think of a car I had a really hard time handling. I don't know. It doesn't feel like the Viper, you know, where everything's so goddamn temperamental. Like, I don't know, it just... I'm trying to find, like, a proper way to describe how this is. Like, it's so seamless, you know? Like, I feel like I could get inside of that car and drive it, you know, fairly okay. I mean... I have no idea what it would be like getting into a race car that could get from 0 to 100 in, like, fucking, like, 3 seconds or whatever. But hey, we got through another one. This is good. This is a huge surprise. It really is. Like, I didn't necessarily doubt our ability to win these, but being able to win these by 3 seconds is what's surprising me. Like, that's the part that's taking me, you know, that's getting me off guard. But the real test will come here pretty quick, because I think that Deep Forest is coming up next. I think that's going to be... I think that if there's going to be any real big test here of our skill, it'll be Special Stage 11, and it'll also be Deep Forest, because that we know how that goes. that is never one that I've done well in. But this is what we're going to do, my friends. We have run out of time for now. So when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, we're going to take the Vertigo in through the next set of races, and I want to say that Deep Forest is coming. I think that it's Deep Forest and Apricot Hill are the next couple of races. So, we will check those out. But until then, my friends, this is your host, LovelyCheesePizza, saying thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.